Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rowan Roundtable here on All Access with the Profs. I'm Ryan Ravel, as usual. Alongside me is Jamie Thompson from the women's track team and Demetrius Rooks from the men's track and field team. How are you guys today?
I'm good.
Doing good? Let's get right to it. So we'll start with you, Jamie. What events do you run for the women's track and field team?
I run the 100-meter hurdles and 400-meter hurdles.
All right, and what exactly got you into interested in those events, wanting to compete in those events?
First of all, I was scared in high school, but my coach can see that I have potential. So it started out in high school, and I was afraid at first, but as the season got on, I got better, and so I carried it through my college career, and I fell in love with it.
Very nice. And Demetrius, now to you. What events do you run?
I run the 400 hurdles and the 4x4.
Is that the same thing as her? Did the coaches kind of get you into that, or did you yourself get into those events? What made you decide to do those?
Honestly, I think I was, 9th, 10th grade. I used to run the mile.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I ran a mile. And usually, when you run a mile, every day you're running like 10 miles a day. So as I started running those 10 miles a day, I said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore.
Not
so
as fun.
It was like a weekend, and we had to run an endless amount of miles. And I said, you know what, let me try to get out of this workout and do something. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but it was a specialty day, and they were doing hurdles. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna just do the hurdles, and I'll just say I like hurdles. And from then on out, I threw away the mile, and I've been doing hurdles since my 10th grade of high school.
All right, very nice. So far, I was just wondering, how do you think this year is compared to last year? I know the women's team is, I believe, #1 in the Atlantic right now. They're ranked. So for both of you, how would you say this year is compared to your past 2 years at Rowan?
This year actually has been like the best throughout the best that I've been here so far. And honestly, we did start from the bottom, and now we're here.
Very good reference. That was nice. That was nice. All right. How about you, Demetrius?
There's a lot more pressure, I feel like, on us, because like I said, for the 400 hurdles, I mean, I've come in second for the past 2 years, and like I said, this is my last year running, so it's kind of like all or nothing. But even like for the 4x4, we've won for the past 2 years, so we really don't have, every other team has nothing to lose, and we have everything. So like I said, being this, me, Ali, Taylor, and Josh McGriff, this is all last year, so we kind of want to go out with a bang rather than lose our last year.
Yeah. So you're a senior in track this year, correct?
Yes, this is my last outdoor season.
So, one of the big things in track is, in the middle of a race, it's that kick, that last stretch at the end. You say how you end up in second the past few years. So the very end of a race is a big part. That final stretch is, you want to finish strong at the end.
Yeah.
What, for both of you, I guess, mentally, what is your mindset to try and, push yourself at the very end of that race? You're tired, you're weared out. What motivates you to just finish strong and just get the job done? Would you say?
I would say, as far as the kick, that's what you practice for. Honestly, you start a race, but it really doesn't matter. For the first, from the 100 to the 3, for the beginning 3, it's like, okay, cool. But that last 100, you give it all you got. Either you're going to come up in first, you're going to come up in last. And honestly, that's what I practice for. I mentally prepare. I prepare for the race, but I prepare for the kick. Because at the end of the day, that can make or break it. You can be in first and go and move down to last, or you could be last and move up to first. So that's kind of what I try to focus on, even at practice. Running it through like it's a real meet. So that's how I kind of mentally prepare. And plus, I listen to a lot of music during races.
Motivates you a little more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Would you say the same for you then, pretty much?
Yeah, like Dimitri said, that's what we practice for, and I practice. But for me, when we go to meets, we have the team at the end of the finish line. So that's when I come around that 150, that's what also prepares me. So I know that my teammates is there at the end cheering for me. So that's what really drives me harder to get into.
It's also a big mental part of that in there. You can't let that screw you up.
Yep.
So now looking to the future now, you guys were talking about the NJACs coming up and also the Penn Relays, which are like the big event of the year.
Yeah.
So what are your expectations for that? Are you both competing in either of those events, like Penn Relays and all that? So the excitement, I suppose, is, you're getting excited for it. Are you training a little harder now with those events coming up?
I guess you could say that. I feel like we train hard, regardless. But being that there's a big stage, because like I said, Penn Relays is like, it's not the Super Bowl of track, but it's kind of.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's kind of there. It's just more of a fun thing. High school kids come out, even little kids.
Yeah.
It's from like 5 years old to 67.
Professionals. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really just a fun atmosphere. You always try to get better. You do race against a lot of competition, so it's more fun, but it still has that competitive edge. So we're definitely preparing for it.
All right, good. And the final question I have for you both is regionals and nationals coming up soon. For both teams, I'll start with you. Is there anyone in particular that you think can possibly make it to regionals and maybe even nationals from this Rowan team?
Yeah, we have our 4x1 that's going to nationals and regionals, and we have our 4x4 and a couple of individuals. Like we have Vanessa Wright that's going to be doing big things, Malaya Searcy, Jess Carlson. Like there's a lot of more individuals out there, and this is like a really like big time for us. Like actually this year, because a lot of us are really like going to make it to nationals, so that's really exciting.
That's very exciting for the women's team. How about you guys? Anyone?
Same thing as Jamie. The 4x4 is going definitely, the 4x1. And this year, I think we're focused on a lot of individuals. Because if you don't really have a lot of individual competitors, it kind of puts you at a default to win the whole thing. This year, we're really trying to win nationals as a team rather than individuals, for the 4x4 or the hurdles. We have a lot of team sport, team events, 4x1, 4x4. I'm going for the 400 hurdles. Ali Ejaz is going for the 2. Brandon's going for the 1. So we're really trying to have a lot of relay teams, but also bring a lot of individuals, because they score points like that, and then hopefully, we'll try to take the win with the whole nationals as far as the whole team event.
So it's been a pretty successful season overall for both men's and women's track and field, you say, and
definitely.
more to come, obviously. So good luck to both of you,
Thanks.
Especially you in your final year. That's going to do it all for us here on Roundtable. When we come back with Chris and Tom, we'll bring you more stories from the world of Rowan sports for the past week. So stay tuned.